What up, squad? Quick video on how to change your oil. Let's just jump straight into it. First thing I'm gonna do is loosen this bolt here. You need a 13 millimeter to go ahead and loosen this. Break the bolt on this, loosen it, take it off. So this is where I drain the oil from first. I mean, there's different ways to do this, but this is how I do it. So hopefully I got this angled right and this oil don't come spinning out all crazy. Always keep the camera facing this. So we're gonna go ahead and let that drain a little bit. As you can tell, the oil is pretty dirty, so drain all of that oil out of that. So once this finished draining, we're gonna go ahead and remove the oil filter that's right next to it. I'll get a close up for you in a second. Once we remove that, you're gonna kind of get the same results here. You're gonna see a lot of oil come down. Once you start loosening that, taking it off. And I kind of keep both of these off, right, to just let the oil come out. But what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm gonna let this finish draining and I'm gonna replace the bolt. Put that bolt back in there. But like, especially when you're racing, you have fresh oil in for track events. Nah, me neither, but I'm just saying. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bolt back in. You recording? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this bolt back in. That's a great deal though, for all four of those. Can you see this? Can you? Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead, get you a tube, and mounts to the bottom of the oil filter. Put it on, use the ratchet, turn it counterclockwise, and normally it's supposed to come off, but I guess it'll stay on for the sake of this. And this is just gonna come pouring out. Normally the car is lower, or you have an elevated oil pan to catch this. But in the case of this, for the sake of this, I don't have one, so I'm gonna do this. Oh. Hold it up. That's not gonna work. Here's the oil filter. Pictures off. So that's why I was leaking, Dana. It was 2 O-rings on here. So it was leaking. So they used to do it.
But this is only...
Alright, so we replaced it with the new oil filter. I realized why I had an old oil leak is because both of the O-rings from the existing oil filter was there. So when I replaced the last time I did the oil change, the O-ring from the OEM, when I say OEM, is the oil filter that came with the car, right? So that filter O-ring was on here, and then I put the new one on here, but I didn't see it. So it had a double O-ring on here, and I was wondering why I was getting an oil leak, but that was the reason why. So now I removed those, put the new one on, and we're good to go. We're good to go. Stop. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the oil back in here now. But I'm going to go ahead and check this oil catch can, see what kind of oil we got in here. I check this frequently. I don't wait till an oil change to change this out. A little bit of oil. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump this over here. That oil is a lot dirtier than the oil I just took out of the car, but it all was dirty. DJ, hand me those, that oil. You take 7 quarts. And if you don't want to do this work, you could take it to the dealership. They'll do it for you. But I'm hands-on, and I like to, make sure things are the way they're supposed to be. So you're gonna need 7 quarts of 0W40. I like the Pennzoil one. It's fully recommended, ultra platinum, full synthetic, and it's also right here where it says, what does it say? Exclusively recommended for SRT. So 7 quarts. So if you're at the dealership and you get an oil change, if they do, because they do not sell these in big quarts or half gallons or the bigger jugs. So if the dealership does not bring out a case of these and individually put these in there, you are not getting the oil that you think you're paying for. And I can tell you this right now, if you go to a Quick Lube, one of those little Quick Lube shops, you're definitely not getting this oil. And if you're getting this oil, you're probably looking at over $100 for an oil change. So just be mindful when you're at the dealership getting an oil change to confirm that they actually are putting in these quarts, 7 quarts, instead of using that oil gun. And you should be good. You can get a case of this Pennzoil. I think a case is maybe about $40–50. I might be wrong, but I think it's about $40–50 for a case of 6. Car takes 7. Car will run with 6. Just less oil to burn. And this is quart number 7. Put it on me. Alright, so that's how you change your oil. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. I do a lot of DIY projects when it comes to these cars. Again, just because you have a car like this does not mean that you cannot work on it yourself.